Once upon a time, this the memory. It's like synergy. Life the hardest teacher y'all could ever get the master. Get a test first, then y'all get that lesson after. Steve's never stressing them G's to freeze egos. Please, I just get them in threes like the Migos.
What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Diagnose Success Podcast. I'm your host, K Sparks. It's a blessing to be a blessing. We are blessed and highly favored. And it's dope, man. Every week, love this podcast. Love tuning in with y'all, vibing with y'all, talking about some dope topics. And as always, before we get started, we're going to pop off with the word of the day. Something motivational, inspirational, get you through your day, your week, your life. And I like this word of the day. It goes like this. It says, don't get analysis paralysis. I'll say that again. Don't get analysis paralysis. What is analysis paralysis? Basically, in a nutshell, what that means is that a lot of times, it's a lot of people, they want to do things. They always talk about doing things, but they never get around to it. And on this particular podcast, we're going to talk about fitness. So, I mean, we could kind of tie that into don't get analysis paralysis. There's so many people I know, and I know a lot of people, and they always say like they want to get in shape, they want to get motivated, they want to work out, but they never do it, right? For whatever reason. It could be work, it could be their kids, it could be their schedule, it could just be lifing, because I get it. It happens all the time, but it's important that we can't fall into that trap of analysis paralysis, overthinking, always feeling like one day we're going to do it. I always say live tomorrow today. What that means is that whatever you're putting on for tomorrow, live it today, because tomorrow's not promised. And health, fitness, wellness, that's important. Mind, body, and soul. You got to take care of yourself so you can take care of others, right? That's a fact. If you can't fill up your own cup, how you going to fill it up for somebody else? Because you're already empty. So don't fall in that trap of analysis paralysis. I always say too, push yourself for greater. Push yourself for greater. If there's an obstacle, figure out how to maneuver that. That way you can make motion and do what you got to do. And that is the word of the day. All right. Before today, we're going to get into something new, something dope. And it was highly requested because I love working out. I love fitness. A lot of times, like I'll post little clips to my stories here and there, but I never really did a podcast topic talking about working out and taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. So a lot of people had requested that I start to talk about that as well, which is dope because this podcast is about mind, body, and soul, right? We talk about motivational content, talk about business, financial literacy, the music industry, obviously, but health, wealth, and fitness, that is very important. It's a big part of my life. So I figure I'm going to start sharing this with y'all as well. And this is going to be dope. It's going to be dope. So I made a couple of notes here. This particular podcast, Health is Wealth. As we do these and we navigate these, we'll talk about fitness. I'll break down certain exercises that I do that help me personally. Disclaimer, right? Once again, these are exercises that I do. If you find that anything is beneficial to you, feel free to shout it out in the comments. Feel free to shout out what you do that's beneficial for you. I never tout myself as an all-knowing fitness guru. I'm just a person that loves to work out, loves to take care of himself, and I just want to share what I do with you guys. All right. So I made a couple notes here. The first thing is your why. Like, I think fitness is important for everybody. Why do you want to be fit? Why do you want to be healthy? Well, for me personally, I started out getting very serious about my fitness when I got sick. So I had got very sick. A lot of people don't know this, but I had got a condition, an autoimmune condition that basically just totally ravaged my immune system. And because of that, I had to make some serious alterations to my lifestyle, to my diet, to my fitness. And health is wealth. It truly is. Like, when I say that, I'm not just talking it just to talk shit. Like, this is real. This is my life. So, and what I'll do is I'll get into that specifically, what happened to me and the challenges that I faced with that and how I was able to overcome that in a different episode, because that's a lot to break into, right? So we'll get into that. But my why was for personal health reasons, to challenge myself to get to the point that I wanted to be at. So I think for a lot of people, you got to figure out, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Is it because you really want to be healthy, you're motivated, you want to be around for your kids, your grandkids, You don't want to be tired. You don't want to feel lackadaisical all the time. Like a lot of times, like we'll go through the day and before you know it, you got like 2-3 cups of coffee because you're trying to stay awake. You know, you're trying to get to it. So that's the dope thing about taking care of yourself and being healthy and being motivated is that you're able to sustain throughout the day. You're able to get a lot of things done. So figure out your why. What is your reason? I would say sometimes some people I heard they be like, yo, okay, I just want to shit on these people. Summertime is coming. Sun's out, the gun's out. I want to look good. Right? I hear dudes say this, chicks say that, but you know, not for nothing. You know, stunting on people shouldn't be your top priority. You know, everybody do you. But ultimately, like, your top priority should be yourself. You should want to stunt on yourself. You should want to stunt on the person that you was last year to be better, right? If anything, that's the only person I'm trying to stunt on. I want to be better and greater than who I was last year, all right? So know your why. That's number one. Now, I will say this too, before we get into some of these exercises that I do. I will also say run your own race. All right, I'm gonna spin the block on that again. Run your own race. Don't allow people to get in your head. There's a lot of naysayers. There's a lot of haters. There's a lot of negativity. And people will criticize because I find that a lot of times people within this space, there's either two types of people. There's people that's humble, but they're great. I met some really dope people in fitness and gyms that I go to working out that were humble. They were great, amazing shape, and they were willing to share information with me as I'm sharing with you as I've progressed throughout the years. And then you got on the other side of the spectrum, you just got people that are pieces of shit, right? They straight assholes. They figure that they know it all when they really don't. These are the people where they do the same workouts all the time. They plateau. They never improve. They don't have real like definition. They just know-it-alls, but they're assholes, right? And they always critiquing other people. One of my buddies who was in the military, he actually injured his shoulder, so he can't do conventional push-ups, right? He has to do modified push-ups. And sidebar, I love push-ups. That's something that I do every single day, and I do at least 100 a day. That's just, I think it's excellent for anybody that just wants to start at a base. You could do, if you want to break it up, do 50 in the morning, 50 at night, right? But I circle that back to say, like, my homeboy, he does modified ones. So this particular person was criticizing, right? But I always say at the end of the day, you got to be able to run your own race. Fuck them, right? If you got to do modified push-ups, if you got to do wide push-ups, if you got to do incline, decline push-ups, if you got to do whatever you got to do to get started, run your own race. You feel what I'm saying? Because like my man Mills say all the time.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up, nigga. Pack you up. Shut up. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
That part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna talk something. Fuck them, pack them up, get them up out of here. As long as you're doing what you got to do for you. All right? That's the most important thing. So, like I said before, it's good to do like a warm-up. I always like to do like some type of calisthenics, whether that be push-ups, whether that be pull-ups, and then I get into my workout. So we're gonna play some video footage of some workouts that I've done, and I'm gonna talk you through them. So right now I'm just gonna break down what these are. So in this particular workout right here, shout out to my man Zion, because we were actually working out as we did this. So we did lat pull downs, 5 sets of 12, all right? We did close grip T-bar rows, 4 sets of 10. We did cable lat pullovers, 3 sets of 12. We did single arm dumbbell rows, 3 sets of 10. We did cable rear flies, 3 sets of 15. We did cable rows, 2 sets of 12. And we also did pull-ups, 2 sets of 10. All right, so what I'll do is I'll put these down in the description so y'all know exactly the names of them again. And actually, we're gonna get into the visuals so y'all can see. Let's go. So as y'all can see, we pretty much went through all the exercises. It was important for me to make sure that y'all get visual so y'all could see actually what we're doing as we're doing it. I think something that's very important for people to realize is your form. So as you're doing these exercises, you want to make sure that your form is definitely on point, because you could do as many reps as you want, but to be perfectly honest with you, if your form is fucked up, you're just defeating the purpose. You're going through the motions. And that's what happens with a lot of people a lot of times. They'll go to the gym and they're just left to their own devices. It's like they're gonna work out how they wanna work out and they figure they got it all figured out. But one thing I realize is that it's important to pay for other people's mistakes. I'll say that again, it's important to pay for other people's mistakes. What does that look like? So, well, for me, every year I challenge myself for maybe like 3 months out of the year, and I like to get a new trainer because I like to learn basically new things. I like to learn new workouts. I like to learn how to just max out and just take my body to the max, because you'll see better results that way. And that's what I mean by paying for other people's mistakes. Excellent trainers are trainers for a reason. They've been there, they've done it, they've made those mistakes. So you don't got to make those same mistakes. So when you hire a trainer, when you research a class online, when you learn and you study different things, you're paying monetarily for their mistakes. So that way you learn what not to do. And to me, that's how you work harder, not smarter. That's the true definition of a businessman or a businesswoman, true definition of a hustler, because you're going to get to it. You don't got time to waste, right? Why waste a year, 2 years, 3 years? There's people like this in the gym doing bullshit ass workouts, getting bullshit ass results. They don't look the way they want to look, right? They're not progressing. Like, that's insane, right? So I would say, get with people that are in the fitness that could teach you something. Get with people that you could teach something. Y'all can mutually learn from each other and challenge yourself, because fitness is a lifestyle, and it's important and critical that you utilize the different people within your circle that can help you grow. All right. So I hope that this was beneficial, seeing the workouts that we do, putting them down below, and giving y'all a little insight into my thoughts on health and fitness and wellness, right? And we're going to continue to break it down. So we're going to have more of these videos. Put down below some of the workouts that y'all do. I want to see that. I want to see what y'all getting into, what y'all working with. Once again, shout out to my man Zion. Health is wealth. Until next time, peace.